finally make their way into the top 16. This is the 5th match. One more to go after this, but let's take our eyes onto match number 5.
This, for the bottom 5 teams, in my opinion, is the do or die moment. Speaking of do or die, this flight path, not necessarily the best, from Stalber all the way up to Noye. All the way who wants to go to a hospital, Batka Quarry. Ugh. Walk, I guess. Or, fight for the resources. I mean, we've seen it in a lot of leagues. A lot of teams do tend to walk. They prefer to walk. But today, though, we saw a lot of teams prefer to fight for the compound instead.
No, when the when the flight path is this skewed towards one side, which means people in Pochinki School or Rozak might have to contest the entire compound, and that's when things really turns up a notch here. I don't think it's worth walking all the way to Quarry, and I'm just saying this because I've got an expectation for Thai team number 1. I know they dropped all the way to Primorsk and Quarry. Now I want to see them drop in somewhere where it is inhabited by another team and take it back for themselves. Look
at how many teams are going to SMB and Norvorep Noye. 3 teams, I believe.
Brunei too.
Wow.
They ditched the water house.
They decided that. Oh yeah, Thai is gonna be the first one here, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not taking this fight." Sando was like, "Come back, let me shoot you." Just get him in the back of his head, and this is not the situation to be with. It's not the best gun, but it is enough for him to get that kill, at least secure it. So
he got shot back though.
Out yet?
He actually
does get shot back. Tony K is waiting on the other side. He was ready to defend his teammate as Stone just slowly crawling to his friends. Schweppes as well on their side.
No.
But look at that! The cavalry is here from Myanmar. Sando saying, "Oh, thank God, y'all are here." Schweppes putting in that pressure. And as the other team's gonna skedaddle out of there, and Thailand is gonna be very, very happy that at least no more damage comes to them, but they did lose one.
Well, I don't think they'll be happy about that one. They could have pretty much defended their friends. Sando could have gone in with a final blow because there was cover fire coming in from Schweppes' end. And so, well, this isn't the start I was hoping for. And this is coming from a fanboy perspective. Don't take it too hard, okay? Don't take it too hard. I just know that they could do better. But it is what it is. And like we said, this format and bracket is going to be an unforgivable one. And so, one member down isn't game over just yet. But now they are playing with one hand tied behind their back. Meanwhile,
I mean, you did say... Oh, sorry, I was about to say that you did say that Thai teams do have a history of being able to get a chicken dinner or even top 2 with just only 1 to 2 players left alive. So they could just replicate that.
Correct, but also they did that when they were absolutely dominating, right? So they were in a mindset of, I've got nothing to lose. I'm not sure if they can do the same thing being in the bottom. Like, you're operating based on fear at this point. I would be scared. Thailand's about to get eliminated, and that's where all your best players are stacked at.
Yeah, on the situation, seeing Malaysia just really shoot up all the way to 2nd place is a whole different expectation for me today. I was expecting them to be in the middle of the ladder, which is what we usually see in qualifiers or in the league, so they don't really show their true colors all the way up to the end, but both Malaysian teams holding out very, very well, honestly. With Malaysia 2 was just now, I think earlier were in the bottom 3, now on 5th place, and the other one on 2nd place. So this is a very great day for Malaysian viewers over at home. But the question is whether or not they're going to be able to hold on to that. But Yen, as I just said that, needed headshot onto Tony K. Not too sure how far away that was.
It's painful to watch. Tash, this is very painful to watch, but it's all right. Actually, you called it rightfully so. Though you did say Malaysia with their stack might be able to make it in the top 3 position. Ta-da! Here they are.
Well,
top
I mean,
3.
Might see a different situation if Indonesia comes around, but Two Smile does clip one out of the way. His teammate does make a U-turn, try to see if he can actually take him out, but not going to be happening. So Myanmar 2. His name is Smile, and he is definitely smiling right now with one more pick into his pocket. Just an unfortunate situation that they did not realize that he was right there. So it was almost like in Malay saying here, tikus jatuh ke dalam beras, or a rat falling into a bag of rice rather. Not expecting this wealth to happen to him.
Wait.
Wow.
Just go back to that proverb. Is that a bad thing though?
No, it's a good thing. A rat falling into a bag of rice. It's like you fall into... Yeah, it's a good thing,
Okay,
you know?
okay. So I understood it right. I thought it was a Malay version of out of the pan and into the fire. I'm like, wait, don't the rats get free food?
No, come on.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I think for Myanmar here, you know, when we think about Myanmar, I was not expecting this firepower to come through today. And honestly, they have shocked me again. Them and Cambodia, honestly. I mean, you did mention that the wildcard teams can be very, very, like, you aren't gonna be expecting them to really pop off this way, but Cambodia as well. Both Cambodia and Myanmar have really caught me off guard.
They're doing alright, but Philippines is also part wildcard here, and they're playing like what I would have expected from the wildcard. Meanwhile though, talking about Skynet, this guy used to be one of the best players from Cambodia during his heyday, made it all the way to top 6, top 8 in the C League here, but
Rosemary goes down.
Actually going down 2 members. Cambodia is just Joseph and Skynet, and surely he saw towards the right. He missed that one. Skynet left to play by himself here. Can he hold the rest of them off? Maybe he can.
Philippines is here too.
Intervention coming in from the back end. Skynet, will he? No, he will go down 0 for the Cambodian squad, but now Philippines going in as the cleanup crew takes down the Indonesians too.
That is really good timing for the Philippines, honestly, coming in toward the end of the fight and just sweeping down both teams, getting all those picks. And this is what exactly Philippines wanted, honestly, because they haven't really had the best kind of outcomes when it comes on 1v1s. So let's do what we do best. Third party is a strat, and it's exactly what we'll do. And no one's going to expect it because you don't expect it to happen. And this is the problem with long, drawn-out fights, is that you are going to be inviting these third parties to come out. You are going to be bringing in these teams who are just waiting like vultures to really not only just steal kills, but also take you out before you can go for that reset. Now, for Laos, holding this area inside of the museum hasn't moved quite yet. Very aware that Indonesia is close by. And for Indonesia, I believe in that particular map, Indonesia 2 was a little bit eliminated a little bit too early. They still want to hold on to their points if they can. Because if you look at in terms of points here, Indonesia is only 2 points behind Malaysia 1. And if possible, they want to overtake the neighboring country.
Meanwhile, we're taking a look at now the Thai squad here. It is ones that's found a little bit of luck to make it still within the top 16. Surely, I don't think they're going to drift the pot too soon. That's a comfortable lead they've had for themselves here. From the bottom 3 towards 19 points is going to take them pretty much a good game here. But Brunei, they have to crawl still very doable. Make it into the top 15 at the very least, just to ensure and solidify their placements. I wouldn't count them out just yet, as we've seen that they've pulled out wonders up against the Indonesian squad. Can they do so? Right now, looking at the map positioning, Brunei, they are about to get gatekeeped, and they have to make a move fast. Otherwise, Timor-Leste will come in from their rear end and storm them over in a sandwich position.
This circle is nasty. Pulling all the way to the east and top that some water. Timor-Leste will be the one to play the rich trolls here and will be punished. He was scoped up and Brunei just decided, you know what, scope up as much as you want. Come here, we're gonna even close, take a picture, and you're gonna go out of the way. Dizzy does gonna trade off at least to one member of the Brunei team. Chewy is out at the very least. One team will be revived at least. As Dizzy gonna go for a reposition. He is all alone in this area. His teammates have to be picked up on the other side. Shaco will go for a reset at the very least. Shot out there by Umabu. Chewy's in trouble. Oh my god, Umabu ran out of bullets. Timing. Not on his side, clearly.
He's really far out. I thought they were nearby. Oh, where did this one member? That's gonna probably put a stop to Brunei's advancement here. Again, Brunei just, when it looks great, they nearly wiped the entire Timor-Leste team that came in from their flank side. Right now, again, the tides turned against them. This is insanely unfortunate. Well, at least Piasao did get one of the members from the Thai squad, but right now he is being pressured with the scope. I don't think he's getting out of there, not anytime soon.
With this bridge having 2 layers, it's a little bit hard to watch your positions. You go for a crossfire on the top side, bottom side. And speaking of being pressured here, it's going to be Indonesia. Full force of fire onto the Filipino team on the top side. But Lapar, despite not having that high ground advantage, plays with the terrain. This scope is doing wonders for him. He's landing all of his shots. He puts in a lot of damage to the point that the Philippines have to respect them and give away that space. So they do at least survive another day, not getting pressured too much this time around. And this situation, Indonesia too, a different sort of momentum coming around as they haven't gotten any eliminations just yet. Very different to what they were doing in the beginning where they were really out for blood. But as they move forward here, they also are facing this pressure from Laos. Shots are out. Vietnam is also close by. I don't think this is where they want to be.
They are making peculiar movements here, but I don't think anyone's going to blame them for anything at this point. They've already secured their way through. I'm pretty sure points don't translate forward since later on during the grand finals, it's just the top 16 teams. So things are going to be on a reset. So Vietnam 2 can do what Vietnam 2 wants to. And in fact, it's paying out well for them as the circle now closes even more further towards this riverbank here. Close with prison smack dab in the center. Vietnam 2, they've got that, whatever you call it, the cliffside onto their name. Only have to look towards one direction, and that is towards the southern or the western side.
Honestly, surprising that Indonesia 1 was eliminated so early. Brunei as well, honestly, was not expecting this outcome. Regardless, Tini marking the area. He does hear sounds, but I don't think he spotted anyone just yet. His teammates are shooting out here, but Tini can't see anything just yet. Not able to go for those long-range fights, but Mela will be the one to find one member from the TLS team. Laos Assassins has been, honestly, in my opinion, very proactive in terms of rotations, in terms of getting information for his team, and this man is not afraid to move out alone and play the I would say the very, very aggressive scout because he's not playing very quietly. Meanwhile, for Malaysia, one player has been knocked here. Vietnam 2, putting a lot of shots, damage into them as well. Without Quang, it's a bit less of firepower. It doesn't mean that they're going to be changing the way they play or their aggression, honestly. But Mika will be able to go for that loot. Let's get the reset. The nade will be cooked. Let's see where or not I want to go. This is a 2-3-1 formation coming around, and Mika will be eating the damage.
Yeah, they're looking to make the push. This is, I mean, you have Micah and Yuhai and Damn Good from the far end, but Gosu is the one who gets the snipes. The sniper has been sniped right now and has been hunted themselves. Vietnam, do they look to make the push? Micah is within the smokes, but I think Trong with the initial nade has kind of gotten an idea. We'll toss more forward towards the back end here. Clips onto Damn Good. Damn Good's taking a bunch. Paragin's in place. This is a death sentence from Malaysia. They have to get out of there. How? I do not know. This is looking grim. Paragin going towards the Vipers. Yep, they are driving towards the range of fire here. Paragin now takes down Yuhai. Damn Good misses the roll, and now he will try to make an escape, but he will actually successfully do so. But the rest of the team are now laid to waste in this battle to claim the cliffs here.
Honestly, it was quite smart how they do a 2-car and separating idea, just allowing one member to still leave alive. And I think we've seen this happen in Geek Slate's play before, how they let Dumb Good really go for the survival game, play safe, and go for the placement points. And you know, we talked about this, how there are so many ways to approach getting points. And for them, if you're not able to get those elimination points, go for kills. And if you're not able to get those elimination points, go for placement points. But as the circle pushes toward the southern side here, players from the northern side will have a problem, especially as the middle side there, you can see a nice little terrain coming through, where Philippines is completely comfortable holding the entire area of the terrain.
Philippines smack dab in the center. I don't know if they're comfortable with that one because I've never seen them try and play center circle and hold their ground. But I guess this is the one chance, if they had to do so, they can finally demonstrate to us Right now, killing sprees, Timor Leste really just trying to crawl their way out from that bottom. And look at talking about the placement points right now, Brunei actually in the safe, in the clear. Thailand and Philippines and one team from Timor Leste looking like the most likely to bow out.
Yummy. We've seen him do some massive plays earlier. But with Indonesia in the middle of things, wow, this can be very, very scary. Just really thankful that they do have this this compound that they have held in their corner. For the Philippines, as you mentioned earlier, while they don't really have the middle side, they do have a compound to work with. They have some terrain to work with, which is why I said they're comfortable. They have a lot to work with in terms of trying to get that chicken dinner, or at least in terms of survivability. We saw Vietnam 2 run over somebody. Just another day in the land of PUBG Mobile.
Well, right here, talking about another day, you get deliveries like this. Nades tossed onto your compound here, and that is the initiation, or the pretty much the signal to tell on to your opponent that we are here to try and contest it. Go do your worst, try and stop us. And right now, Malaysia, they initiated this sort of aggression. They kind of have to walk the talk, but they have to do it soon because another one of the Philippines teams is trailing behind them. Now that is the PH sort of play. Meanwhile, talking about PH, they got members of the Vietnamese squad, that's Chua GH, up on the sniper's nest. Gets knocked down from the window itself with the Molotov to maybe secure it. But you still have one member, Ai Choi. He is trying to hide behind a tree. Sliver of HP does not die just yet. The death is knocking at his doors, but he is not answering. And can he get the heals on time? He will. So he is surrounded for dear God. It's 4 members against 1 guy. And look at that. Philippines just cannot find the courage to maybe just rush and push.
Man, Philippines. Whole different beast this time around with 6 eliminations in the pocket. Laos playing the corner side of the circle. Trying to, I think, wrestle this area away, or rather not allow Philippines to get into the circle at all. They want to try and get these picks, try and get those eliminations if they can. Currently with 0, and this would give a big boost to their points in general. Have an idea where Myanmar are, does shoot up toward it. Now again, back out, still looking, but Jumper, if you saw just now, they did get a pick onto a Thai player, I believe. But Jumper, so separated from his teammates. It is the best situation, if you want to think about it, when it comes to going for that crossfire, circle pulling toward the southern side, and Jumper is just pushing in, putting in all that firepower, that pressure into the other members of the Philippines. Not only do they have to worry about Laos, they have to worry about Malaysia too as well.
And we all know Malaysia, they just turned up the knot here. Already top 5 position, occupying both 2 slots within the top 5 at the very least. Has got their eyes on the Myanmarians. Right now, PH getting caught from that outside rotation though. So it is the PH who stayed within their playbook. Playing the slow rotation is the ones who gets punished in the process. Only 1 member is left from that squad to make it in and played on the rest of the game. Meanwhile, he's just driving into his death here as Myanmar spots one out. Malaysia not in a good situation as well. They have Laos and Myanmar coming in from all angles here. Let's see how they make their way out of this sticky situation. Already gets a kill onto Loki.
Honda this time around. Still close by to his teammates. His teammates is very much around. They're going to be very happy with the other team just going out right now. Look at the sprays coming out from back out onto the Malaysia 2 team. Flax OP in trouble. While he did get knocked, he is moving out of the smokes. I don't think Backout did notice that just yet, but Flax is all alone. I'm not sure if his teammates will be able to pick him up. But Porza with the sprays into the smokes finds 1 member of Myanmar. I think he's very aware there's still another one inside. Gonna cook up that nade. Let's see whether or not it actually hits him. Yes, it does. Really sends Loki down to the ground at the same time. Porza, this is a very aggressive stance from him. Not only is he putting in that damage with his bullets, but also those nades. He's very aware that he's on the high ground, and he can use that positioning in terms of the knowledge or information to his advantage.
Right now, Laos again they have been the ones who really came in as an underdog surprise, to be honest. I knew what Cambodia was capable of in terms of how consistent they can play, but Laos coming in 7 kills already, and this isn't the first game that they've got this many on the board. Time and time again, and they've eliminated one of the top 5. It's Malaysia's second team eliminated. Cheers on from the audience. The clap is there. I'm guessing, oh, no more Cambodian teams are left or right. They do. Cambodia too still living. Something for them to cheer on. But Laos seemingly stealing the spotlight. 7 eliminations already.
Man, Laos survival game is the name of the game. 10th place for them. And for Rosello, I'm not sure if he knows there is a Myanmar player inside there. Not really. I'm very concerned for his positioning. It's very open. And Honda as well. You can see the Molotov, he was switching to it. And he was wondering, should I really open up onto this Filipino team? And I feel like for the Philippines in this particular match, even though they're in 6th place right now, their positioning, I would say the condition has been giving them the momentum to really move forward. They have not moved an inch from this high ground at all. And the circle will be moving toward the southern side, but it still favors them. They're still inside of circle. They still have the high ground area, but look at how many teams are going to have to be rotating toward the southern side. And it's going to be a massacre as the big migration happens toward the south side. Now, Chi, all on the inside, a nade comes out. He eats that damage, but does not react to it. And now suddenly Roselia was like, I wonder if there's anyone actually in there. As Yummy eats a lot of damage again.
It seems like a common theme here for Philippines to just throw nades at Myanmar. I don't know. Do you not see it? Like they cannot handle close quarter combat. They will not push. They will throw a bunch of nades before even bothering trying to check and peek to see if anyone's in there. And yeah, it's taken a lot of their resources and time, to be honest. But we'll see how things pan out for them. Right now, don't have to worry too much, as this Philippine team has got 7 eliminations already. Meanwhile, Laos raking more across the board already. 9. Dizzy is now on his knees. Can still be picked up though. So this team is still pretty much unstoppable towards this last few positioning. 10 kills across the board for this Laos team number 1. Oh, shot down. Could this be their kryptonite? It is Indonesia coming in from the low ground, which in theory shouldn't have happened, but this is Indonesia and they are being the capitalists in this situation. Look at the split. Pawnbit taking on the high end with the rest of them going in from the low end, splitting these attention, splitting the resources. Laos will have to weather the storm.
Okay, Indonesia, despite not having the high ground advantage, they're slowly clawing themselves to the top. Pawnbit in a 1v1 here with Honda. Spray and pray from both sides, but Pawnbit is understanding that he has to respect his opponent. Throws out that nade, does pop it, takes a little bit of damage for Honda. Honda trying to go for the resets, but it'll be a little bit hard for the Indonesian team to come forward.
Backup
here comes Lapar, running forward, just rushing onto the areas. Honda is still hiding out of the way. Pawnbit does find Dizzy at the end of the day, and Honda from the top side, spraying from the top side, but it's a crossfire from the Indonesian team. Lapar does go down. Yummy from the other side. A nice little swing out of the smoke catches them off guard as Laos gets eliminated in 5th place, but not without 10 eliminations.
Talking about 10 eliminations, Philippines doing one better at 12. This team snoozing. They've got 12 kills and, well, all members up and running. Only left the top 4 position, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia, who is going to have their full members soon enough. All they have to go and do is go in for the revive, heal themselves back to full state, and take on the battle heads on right now. Vietnam, 2 members, but they do have rocks for coverage, so they're in much better conditions than most people within this battlefield right now. But Gosu is alone. I'm not sure if he's got his angles covered. Where is the other member from the Vietnamese team? That is a question I do not know.
Positioning-wise is not the best situation. Look at the massacre coming in the top side here. They're all fighting for the high ground. On top of that, everyone was pushing in from, I would say, the northern side. I'm surprised that no one has taken the initiative to do a long rotation to the southern side. But at the same time, the sentiment is, I guess, they want to fight for that top side area. They want to fight for the high ground. But perhaps, I don't know, there is at least Gosu from the southern side. There are some Thai teams there as well. And I think the idea for these 2 teams, perhaps just to wait it out. weather the storm, which is the massacre happening on the northern side, and then slowly push into the circle. And on top of that, the blue zone will take some time to push out from the bottom side. But look at this sprays here from Rosello, and I feel like from today, he has been very, very aggressive. Filobusta gonna throw out that molly, gonna just smoke them out of the smokes. And immediately, they're just gonna rush away behind the rocks with some cover. And Rosello pushing out here, not sure if it's the best idea to overextend because he has no information on where the other members of the Indonesian team are. It smokes all around, and there's also cover from behind those rocks.
I think they have to try
taking a lot of damage to Rosello as well.
Because if you're Vietnam, you have to keep quiet right now because you're right next to the circle. You don't want to give it away, and you have the rocks for cover. Let them fight each other off. And this is where it's finally turned the tide, right? Now Indonesia has to push up onto the high ground here. Rosella behind the tree lines will take one member down. That's Honbit turning this into a 4v2 situation. But again, Thailand is still in play. So there's a lot of factors, a lot of snakes in the bush, thorns in the grass here that may actually stop these teams and halt here. Lost a 1v1. One more there. It's a 1v1 situation, and they will clean. Philippines happy to make that trade. 15 eliminations.
Yep, and very, very healthy as well. 2 knocked, as Thailand and Vietnam 2 have 2 and 3 each. Gosu pushing up here. It's a very open push, and he is not afraid at all. It's Mela putting in that pressure up to his Baroka, not allowing him to take his teammate down. Filobusta will be falling forward, and Casido as well gets picked off by the Vietnamese 2 team. Gosu and Trong playing the guerrilla game, just quietly proning forward and just backstabbing them from the backside. Now, the problem is, while Philippines does have 3 down, they're going to be able to go for that reset. Personally, to me, I feel like this push out forward is taking a little bit too long. Barod still getting only 1 up here, and as they go up, it's going to be 1 revive each. But as smokes come out here, so does the resources will end, but Barod will say, it's okay, we have this compound, let's just move backwards a little bit. We have some time before the blue zone will actually push out.
Strong has nades though, but I don't think he was priming for it. This will give time for Philippines to kind of go in with the reset, but look at Gosu. He's positioned behind the enemy line, and Labusta did not see that one, gets knocked out. All the efforts to try and save a member when he gets backstabbed in the process, and now that forced Philippines to the other side of the map, in which, surprise, surprise, Thailand takes supreme here. So Gosu will now have to lead Philippines towards the worst, far worse alternative. It's either they fight for the Vietnamese head on or face the wrath of Thailand, who is waiting in place to clean up.
See Mela go down already. Barod is just on a rampage, honestly. When you talk about Philippines, it feels like the momentum from the beginning of the game is just carrying out toward the end. And no one is able to stop this rampage. No one is able to really take it out of their hands. But for the Vietnamese 2 team, they know what they're doing. Survivability-wise, I think that they've not only shown consistency, but they're very smart about how exactly they want to approach a fight. Mela in trouble right now. Casido did throw out a molly. Gonna flush him out of the areas. Logan wants to move forward. Some smokes out as well. But they are gonna get pincered for 2 different areas. It's gonna be so very hard. What can they do with the DBS here? They're too far away. These long range fights a little bit too much for them to handle. As we come down to the final 2 teams, Vietnam 2 and Philippines 1. 3 versus 2. Vietnamese 2, they did claw their way up to the top side of the area. They do have the high ground advantage, and they have made their way inside, or rather to the other side of this compound. They have separated, and it's going to be very, very hard to play together, but if they're smart enough, they can slowly catch them off guard and push forward. Smokes up here from the Filipino teams, not allowing them to see inside, so you have no clue whether or not the Filipino teams are going to be inside or outside. You see the nade come out there, they have no clue where Trong is. The shots are out. Gosu takes a lot of damage. Trong comes forward to eat the bulk. They do drop 1 player out of the way. Barod tries to put in the pain. He does get 1 with the DPS from that far. How on earth is he able to do that?
Oh, nice try. Vietnamese trying to play it super